Hello, it's Tabletop Phoenix. I'm back with another deck profile. It's been a hot minute. In case it wasn't obvious, between thumbnail, YouTube title, and what you see now, this is Light and Darkness Ritual. I'm just playing it pure. I tried the Mitsu variant. I didn't really. It wasn't bad, but I couldn't fit everything I wanted in 40 cards, so it was a 50 card build. I did win locals 3 weeks in a row with it, which was something. But people also were getting pissed off at me, so I decided to spare them and try up here. Because also I figured we're probably gonna get a ban list soon-ish, and hopefully anyway. And I feel like Habakiri should be banned, so I kind of switched off as well, just to kind of not be affected by that. If/when it happens. But yeah, we'll jump into the deck profile. So for starters, we've got 3 Griffo, 3 Black Chaos, 3 Ragged Rights, or Ragged Records. I would like to play more starters, but the deck kind of just doesn't have more right now. I mean, I could play like Soul Resonator and stuff, but again, I want to keep this like a pure build. I don't have all the RDA stuff. I don't have all the branded stuff. So I have considered Azamina as an engine. I saw the Nightmare Hands build from the YCS Montreal. That looks really cool. I don't have everything for that though. So again, it's like I don't have Fiendsmith tracked, the Link 1. I don't have the Link 1 or the spell card. And I just haven't bothered getting them because I spent too much on cards recently. So trying to be a little more smart with budget. So this is kind of a budget-esque build, I guess you could say, except not really. You'll see why in a minute. So yeah, we got our 9 starters, or 9 1-card starters, I guess. Technically, there's like 2-card combos you can do. We got 1 of each ritual as our engine requirements. We're playing 2 Archfiend of Chaos. If we open one, it's kind of awkward if we can't add the other, but also having the second one's nice in case I run into like Bestials or something. We're playing 3 Celtic Mystic. The Graceful Charity effect's really good. I always forget that I can sack it to summon a Light and Darkness monster from hand, or a ritual at least, so he can kind of unbrick our hand a little bit too. And also with Skull Archfiend of Chaos, I can make Chaos Angel and have both effects live, which is really fun. That's come up a lot, actually. And then we've got the 2 Light and Darkness Ritual, a Chaos Magical Hats, which I have gone back and forth on multiple times, but I think in a pure build I should run it. And then 2 Mind Shuffle. Again, because if we open the one, same with Light and Darkness Ritual, if we open the one, it gets really awkward when we try and do like Skull Archfiend to Chaos's effect. And then also if like the first Mind Shuffle gets like banished, then we have the second one as a backup. Skull Archfiend to Chaos can recycle everything, so 1 or 2 copies of most things is fine. I haven't really had any complaints about these ratios. I think that's all really good. Yeah, I can't really complain about how the deck has performed. This build, I have won 2 locals and gotten second place, basically back to back. So yeah, I've been having really good success with this. I have updated the side deck. I haven't tested the new side yet, but I'll get to that in a minute. For hand traps, we've got 3 Dominus Spark, 1 of each Bestial, Druidistorm, Magnamut, and then a Lubellion to search. I have considered running the Bestial Aluber as a tuner that I can search, because then with like Skull Archfiend of Chaos, I can make other level 10 synchros like Sheng Ying, which is really strong. And then with a Bestial, I can also make Dissipator, which is really good. But I don't know how often that's going to come up. I feel like if I did do that, I would want to run a second copy of Lubellion, but I just cannot find my other Lubellions, so I think the one of each has been good. Lebellion's also nice because I can bounce it with Mind Shuffle to summon a ritual from hand, so he's not really a brick either. Like him, Mind Shuffle, and a ritual is still a play. And also he lets me tribute off Druid's Orm right away, which is nice in some situations. Magnemite's also really good because we can search for Harmonia, and that's why this build is not a budget build. It's just these two cards. You can play other things, like I'm not playing Ash. My last hand trap is Fua. Mostly because Ash conflicts with Spark more, but also I feel like Ash is really only played if you're worried about Mulch Armies at this point, and Mulch Armies don't really affect my deck much. Like, I can trade, like, 1-for-1 with Mulch Armies and then just pass. It's not going to hurt me to not commit to a full board, because my full boards, on turn 1 at least, tend to just be like a ritual, maybe a Celtic Mystic, and then the Skull Archfiend of Chaos. Like, I can just not make Chaos Angel. I can just not make Dynamondo. Whatever else. Like, I can just not do that. And it's fine. So, like, Mulch Armies don't really bother me. So, I feel like I'm fine not playing Ash. Because Ash... Like, I'll always Ash something, and then, they just have another thing. So I think this build is more focused on just board breakers. Speaking of which, our board breakers is 3 Fallen and 3 Droplet. And then the 40th card is a Called By, just to kind of insulate some of our plays. If I had Forbidden Crown, I would run it. Like Called By, I think I would take out for a Crown if I had one. But beyond that, I think Called By is still good. It just, like, again, insulating our plays. Because, like, opposing Ashes kind of suck. It's whatever. I haven't really had any problems with it. Called By is also just kind of another graveyard disruption. This deck is really good at just messing with the graveyards, which I like a lot. So yeah, that is the main deck. It is 40 cards. And for the extra deck, we've got 1 Albion. And we've got 1 Ecclesia for our Fallen the Virtuous. What's really cool is that Skull Archfiend of Chaos can recycle all of our engine pieces, so that even if this gets, like, negated or banished or whatever, he can just put these back and recycle the Fallen the Virtuous, and it's just, like, this deck never runs out of resources, which is why I like it so much. It rewards, managing resources really well. And just kind of like timing on things. For our Harmonia targets, we've got Malong, Wind Pegasus, Omega, Packbit, and Chaos Angel. I like having 6 synchros because it means that with the deck being able to recycle Harmonia, I think having the extra synchros is good. Again, that's another reason I'm considering Bystial Aluber. It's another way I can make synchros, and it would let me play more. Like, if I could play at least Cheng Ying, I think I would. Because, like, some of the extra deck slots I have aren't really necessary. Like, the extra deck is very flexible on this deck. We've got a Typhon, just to kind of, if we have to Celtic Mystic, it gets negated, and then we pass. We can make this going second, at least. We've got IP Masquerena, Ashland U1000. This is very niche. It's potentially difficult to summon. Like, I basically need Celtic Mystic and then either Skull Archfiend or Abyssial to make this, and then I need to have one of the rituals in hand and not the other. So it's niche as far as utility goes, but getting the piercing on, like, BLS is actually really nice. So this was a lot better with the Mitsurugi stuff, I'll admit. So far I haven't cut it. I haven't really made it that much in most of my games. We got Little Knight. Enough said on Little Knight, I think. It's really good, especially with Masquerena. We've got Dark the Dark Charmer, Gloomy. Just kind of, he's part of this package. Because sometimes I just need a big guy, and if my opponent has any dark monsters, then I can just combo up into access code and clear the board and hit for massive damage. Plus, any ritual monster alongside him wins me the game. So, yeah. And then the last card is Dynamondo. I definitely like Dynamondo. I took him out for a little bit. I definitely missed it. So, adding it back in is definitely a good call. Because, like, I can Droplet or Fall in the Virtuous something, and then bring back my Magician of Black Chaos, Dark Chaos, or Dark Chaos, Black Chaos. I hate that name. I'm just going to call it Dark Black Chaos. I think that's easier. But yeah, being able to bring that back and then add back a spell, a board breaker that I used, or bringing back BLS if I opened him instead. It's another way to get a banish on the opponent's turn. So yeah, I think it's really good. It's hard to argue against that kind of removal. Plus, I can shuffle back on summon to kill something. So he's got a fair bit of utility compared to Ashlyn. For the side deck, I'm on 2 Droll, 3 Gameciel. These are for Lunalight. I'm running these over Lava Golem or Sphere Mode because Sphere Mode, it's not always going to be live. They can end, a lot of decks can play 2 monsters, or, if they play more, it's still not going to cover everything, but I can summon a Gameciel to their field, then I can banish it, summon another one, banish it, summon, these are less likely to be dead if I draw multiple of them. Plus, they are also level 8 for ritual summons, which is nice, and they mean that I can still summon Obnoxious Celtic Guard, Celtic Mystic, without, like Lava Golem and Sphere Mode, those restrict my normal summon. So it potentially makes things awkward if I draw them off of the Celtic Mystic. Gameciel doesn't have that problem. And then we've also got some Pot of Sloths. Again, going second. Pot of Sloth, every time I see it going second, it has, like, won me the game. Just sculpting my hand, putting back bricks or extra copies of things I don't need. It's so freaking strong. And if they ash it, I can just play another one. It is very good. Honestly, might be best spell of the year, at least in my opinion. For traps, we've got 2 Daruma Karma Cannon. We've got a Sullen Judgment, 3 different Dimension Grounds, and an anti-spell. Ideally, I think anti-spell would be a 3rd Karma Cannon. I just cannot find a 3rd Karma Cannon, so we're playing 2 of that. Karma Cannon, again, is for things like that Gameciel would deal with, except this is good going first or second. More so going first, but I wanted to have stuff that's good going first. Karma Cannon is a good board breaker. If I had Solemn Accusations, that's also something I would consider running. Maybe over the DDG, I'm not sure. Or maybe run 1 copy over Anti-Spell. Solemn Warning is also something I considered. Because again, like with this, I can stop a Polymerization or a IP Masquerena or SP Little Knight summon. So those are definitely good plays I can make. But Karma Cannon does not hurt my deck really in any way, while it also clears boards. It basically, if I play it at the right time, I can shut my opponent off entirely, which is very strong. I very much like that ability. And then depending on how chain links are structured, if I do this in response to Mind Shuffle, this will flip everything down, and then Mind Shuffle will special summon, so it lets me keep a face-up body. And then I have things like Harmonia as well that I can play after Karma Cannon potentially if they have extenders. So it's got a lot more synergy, I feel. And again, Lunalight's kind of an issue for this deck. Liger Dancer is just a little too big, and unless they misplay and put another monster on board for BLS to swing over, I can't really out it. In theory, Access Code can out it as well, but they can destroy all my special summon monsters by sending a Lunalight to grave. So, and that's not a hard once per turn, so if they have double Liger Dancer, then I'm just in a really awkward position. There was one game, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, where my opponent scooped because they didn't want to go to time because I had Chaos Angel and BLS on the field in defense, and they just couldn't hit over them. They had no way to out them. So they scooped because eventually they would have decked out. I wouldn't because of Skull Arch Fiend. And if they set a monster or something to avoid discarding, BLS wins. So yeah. Definitely something that I need to deal with more. So having a side deck that, like, DDG is also just really good against that. Because now all their stuff gets banished, which shuts off a lot of their effects. So yeah, I definitely like these ratios. I can't think of any more changes I'd want to make to the deck that wouldn't require, you know, like a couple $100. The extra deck, well, like I said, the Aluber and the extra level 10 synchros would be nice. I'm just not sure if I want to commit that space. Like, I could take out the call by for Aluber, and then that's I would want to find my second Lubellion. But beyond that, I can't think of any other changes I'd really want to make. Next Saturday, the 29th, I'm going to the Seattle Regional. This is the build I'm going to be taking, so we'll see how it goes. I might just wait and upload after this, after the regional, and just have this be the deck profile for the event. Or I'll, you know, link people to this video for the deck list, and then just more so go over the event as a whole. I will have to wait and see how I feel about that. If y'all do want to see more stuff, like and subscribe and all that, comment and let me know. I will try and get more. I got a really nice phone stand, or a camera mount that has a phone stand adapter that I can record matches with. I'd like to do that, but I want to make sure it's something people are actually interested in, and then I can work on doing that. If not, you know, no biggie. I might just upload a couple and see how they do. But yeah, outside of that, you know, do all the YouTube things. Let me know what you all want to see. I've recently been getting into Universus. Like, I got one of the new Tekken booster boxes. I've gotten a couple more things since my last video on Universus with the Bridget deck. I've got Commander I can show off. You know, like, I've got options. So, you know, if there's anything besides Yu-Gi-Oh, let me know. I can also potentially record D&D. I don't currently have a campaign going. We just finished one, but for the next campaign that I'm going to run a campaign at some point. It's based on Majora's Mask. If that's something y'all want to see, let me know, and I can try and record for that. If not, no big deal. I'm not going to get bent out of shape about it. So yeah. I've repeated myself like 8 times. So yeah, I'm just going to call it here. Bye-bye.